Hi guys! Today I'm going to review a palette from Sephora. This is actually my cousin's palette, but I kind of stole it from her just for this video. I have passed by this palette a few times at Sephora. I know it's been around for a while, but I wanted to see if it was worth the money and if I was even going to use all of the colors in this palette because there's so many before I bought it. So thankfully my cousin bought it, so I was able to review it. So the palette comes with 40 eyeshadows, 5 cream liners, 15 lip glosses, and 6 blushes and bronzers. So it comes with a lot of stuff. And before I start reviewing it, I just wanted to show you this really cool thing that the palette comes with. It's a travel case. So it has 6 slots for eyeshadows and cream liners and lip glosses, and then 2 slots for blushes and bronzers. So basically what you do is the palette comes with a little pick, and I actually lost that, but you can use a toothpick or anything small like that. And you just pop out the eyeshadows using this little hole right here, and then you put it in the palette, whatever eyeshadows you want to bring, and you can have all the makeup you want on the go. So it's really, really convenient, and this is a really compact case, so it's really easy to travel with. As for the packaging of this palette, this whole thing broke off, so it's not very sturdy. My cousin just dropped it on a carpet from like a few feet up, and the whole thing completely broke off. Like this part right here just split, so there's no way of even repairing it or putting it back on, so that's kind of a bummer. It kind of stinks, but yeah, the packaging isn't very sturdy, and it's also not very compact. Like this is really, really bulky, and I would not recommend this for travel at all because, as you can see, it broke, so it could have like exploded all over your clothes or whatever. So yeah, not very good. This is definitely a beginner's makeup palette. I would not recommend it for anything professional because this is what could happen to it. The material itself is really, really glossy. Like you can even see my camera through it, which is good for like the first 10 minutes that you have it, and then like as you can see there's like so many fingerprints and stuff on it, and I have not been able to get that off. So that's not really a good thing about it because it just gets really dirty super quickly. So when you open the palette up, the main focus is the eyeshadows, obviously, because that's what it has the most of. It has 40 of these eyeshadows, and I love the variety that these eyeshadows have. Like the array of colors is so huge, and it has so many different finishes. Like they have matte, satin, shimmer, glitter, like every type of finish imaginable, they have it in this palette. So I think that that's another cool feature that sets it apart from the BH Cosmetics and Coastal Scents palettes, because they have so many finishes. Like unlike the Coastal Scents palettes, which they only have matte or shimmer, like all of one thing, these have so many different finishes. This one's a shimmer right here. Here's a matte color, satin, there's some glitter right in here, like that's a glitter. There's so many different colors right here. And I actually like the color selection better than the BH Cosmetics palettes because they don't have so many shades of one color. It's not overwhelming. I mean, if you're a makeup artist, again, I do not recommend this palette because you're not going to get all the colors you need. But if you're just starting out with makeup, I think this is a really great palette to have because it basically has every color imaginable. So as for the quality of these eyeshadows, they're pretty good depending on what type of finish you have. Like for example, this shimmer finish is really chunky. There's like chunks of glitter and shimmer right here, so it's not, that's definitely not good, and then like it completely disappears. Shimmer's not great. Thankfully there's only a couple of them. Darker colors in this whole palette are really great. Like for example, this one, this glitter one, I was really surprised about because I thought the glitter was going to be all chunky, but look at that. That is amazing. I love the color payoff of this. It's really great. Yeah, I absolutely love that, and it's really smooth too. But then some of the brighter matte colors over here, like this one, I was not impressed with. Color payoff isn't very good. You can barely even see that. It's basically like transparent. So it depends on the type of eyeshadow. I just wish they made the same consistency of eyeshadows in all of them, but I mean, that's what you get for kind of a palette. But this is one of my favorites right here. I really like that one. It's such a pretty ocean blue color. That's what it looks like. So I think it just depends on the eyeshadow that you have in this palette. They're kind of inconsistent, but The color selection is gorgeous. I love the color selection. So some of the mattes, like this one's a little bit chalky because it's like a whitish color, so it's a little bit chalky. Same with these, they're a little bit chunky too. Something that I really don't like about this whole selection of eyeshadows is that they really do not blend well at all. I have tried every single technique of blending and it really just didn't work out. Like some blended better than others, but overall they just weren't that great. So I mean, I wasn't expecting like Urban Decay eyeshadows where they're like really soft and really easy to blend, but I was expecting a little bit more than that. Now the cream eyeshadows are all in this row right here, right there. And I was pretty impressed with them overall. Like I was especially impressed with the matte black because it is matte, it's super creamy, and it's also pigmented. So that's what it looks like. It's really great. I love this black color. And you can pretty much smudge a line, like that's how it smudges. It's really good for smudging. When you get into the colors like the browns and the blue, it kind of gets a little off. Like the color isn't that great. The consistency of all of them is the same, which is good. I know that they're going to dry out fast, so that's kind of a bummer, but I mean, they're pretty good for palette form. Now right here are the lip glosses, and I was not expecting much with the lip glosses, and I didn't get much. So I wasn't really surprised when these didn't turn out to be so great. First of all, they just have a tiny amount. Like you literally will take, that's one swipe for me. That's all over my lips, and already it's almost hit pan. So, I mean, this obviously isn't the focus on the palette, so I'm not really going to review that much, but they're sticky and they're basically just a clear overcoat. It's not really much. Those are not so great. So here are the blushes, this one and this one, and then that one and that one. I'm going to start off with the pinks. This one reminds me of Deep Throat by NARS. It's like a really pale pink, and I love the color, but the consistency is nothing like NARS. They're like, it's kind of chalky, and I'll just do a swatch right here. And you can't really see that well, but the color itself is like good. I really like the color. I think it's a pretty color, but the color payoff isn't great, and I just didn't really like this one that much. Now this one reminds me of Orgasm by NARS, like definitely. It's super pigmented, just like NARS is. It's chunkier, definitely. I will compare it to NARS Orgasm. I have it right here. Alright, so they're in the same color family, I would say. This one is darker and it's obviously chunkier, more glittery, but I'm not sure if you can find a better dupe for that. I think this is a really good dupe, especially in the pan. It really looks like a good dupe to NARS. This color is more of a peach highlight color. It would be a highlight if I had darker skin, but since I don't have darker skin, that's what it looks like on my hand. So I use this more as a peach blush, and again, it's a little bit chunky, but it's a pretty color. The last blush is a red blush, and I do not like red blushes at all because I feel like they just make your face all red, but actually, paired with this one, this is like a perfect combo. I did this on my cousin, and it looks like perfect because it's just a dark pink color. So I'll just give you a swatch of that, but that's what it looks like. Now we're going into the bronzers, which are the bottom two. And this one is a deep chocolate bronzer. Like, I would never, ever be able to pull this off. If there's one thing that I would never touch in this palette, it's this, because it's just way too warm for my complexion, and it would make me look so muddy. It's shimmery, which I do not like at all, and it's so dark. So, I mean, I guess if you have a darker skin tone, you may be able to pull this off, but personally, I mean, I could not pull that off at all, so. This is probably the best thing in the entire palette. I absolutely love this. I wish I could have it in like an individual form. I wish this had a number that I could just find, but that's what it looks like right there. It's like a satin color. I'm going to give you a better swatch of that. That's one swipe of it, and it's a satin finish, which I did not think I would like at all because I just like matte bronzers, but it makes my face have a really nice glowy effect, and I really loved it. I was so surprised that I would actually like that, but I mean, it's a really nice color. So overall, on a scale of A to F, I would rate this a B+, because it has a nice selection of colors. I'm not crazy about the lip glosses or the cream eyeliners. Most of the blushes are good, but the execution wasn't that great. I feel like, is this worth money? Definitely. It's $19. You're not going to get pretty much anything cheaper at Sephora, like, at all. So this is a good buy. It's pretty good. I would say I would definitely recommend this. And also, this travel case really sets it apart from the other palettes that they sell online. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Unfortunately, I will not be uploading my vlog because I deleted all the footage. So I have deleted footage before, which is so stupid of me. I don't know why I keep deleting all this footage, but hopefully I can work something out where I could like make another video in place of it. But I'm sorry, you guys. I had really great footage too, but didn't have internet access, which I really apologize. The only time I did was at my cousin's house for a week, but other than that, I really didn't have any time to do anything. Yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!